the lumberjack and the wolfman and Sal. All right, hang on before you record. I gotta walk in the house for 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, so then any of the messages I've sent him today, it doesn't even look like he's read them. So I don't know what the fuck's up.
He commented to Ryan Damon or whoever it was. Speaking of which, I got to get my phone. I'll be right back, too.
Okay.
Oh. All right, man. Whenever you're ready, dude. Figure out what we're going to do. Look.
Ham bone.
I swear I thought you said that. and I was thinking, like, I'm not even really sure that I think he even knows that word. Like, you know, because I say it all the time. And I'm like, is that a real place? Hambone, Hambone, Pennsylvania. It doesn't sound wrong.
Doesn't it? Isn't that right?
Right.
It's feasible.
Yeah.
But no, they're having some Legends of Hamburg thing or whatever in Hamburg on July something or other. I'd have to look it up.
The Legends of Hamburg?
Yeah, some kind of Hamburger. I don't know. Legends of Hamburger.
Jesus.
The Hamburger Warriors.
Ronald's there. The King.
Wendy. She's looking rough nowadays.
The where's the old lady?
She's there.
Oh, that's rotten. Fuck. A Legends of Hamburg. I mean, that place is synonymous. So many of the legends. I mean, I know Vince ran TV out of there. I mean, but it's not like it was a breeding ground. Tommy Cairo, all right. Is Tom Brady on it and the Patriots?
He's giving that a moratorium. He's out of respect. He's not going to do that gimmick for a month and a half.
They do a 10-bell salute, and he's standing in the ring wearing the outfit.
Yeah, you better be recording this shit. That's ridiculous.
I'm just picturing him standing there like a fucking dildo in the ring, like ding.
I've seen Brandy work. I think him and Bob Starr worked on an independent show that I was on. That the roster only had like 8 people on the show, and Tom Brady and Bob Starr worked 3 different times as 3 different characters. Bob worked as the Russian assassin, Doink, and Bob, and Tom worked as Sal Sincere, the Patriot, and then the Chippendale model, Tom Brady. Like, and I was just like, this is ridiculous.
How many gimmicks can one man have in a night? In a night, you know. I mean, over a career, that's one thing, but in a night,
you ain't Mick Foley, buddy.
I'm just gonna record. I'm just gonna record this and for 40 minutes, and then I'll put an intro on it. This is fine.
Bob used to make his own outfits, so when Doink came out, oh yeah, he jumped all over that fucking outfit, and he started doing that. I'm pretty sure he got a letter from the WWE, and it didn't stop him.
Completely ignored it.
Yeah, because what in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, are they really gonna stop Bob from being Doink at the Legends of Hamburg?
Bruce Pritchard busts through the front door.
Yeah, and
that's like, enough.
Someone told me there'd be hamburgers here.
he rips that mask, the head of hair off of Doink, and it's Bob Starr, and then he goes like, "What? You're not Doink." And Bob was like, "I am the night, brother. For $10, you can get a picture and an autograph." That's incredible. The Legends of Hamburg show. So I know. So Tommy hasn't even seen the text.
Nope.
All right. So obviously he doesn't even sound like he's interested, or clearly let's hope nothing's wrong. But he might be. Something may have happened and he's just busy. But
he also, the past couple of times I've talked to him, he hasn't been at home. He's been somewhere in Virginia, and he says he has bad service and blah blah blah. So I don't know. But like I said, I mean, I've talked to him as of yesterday.
So he sent you information of the Legends of Hamburg. Does it have a card? Does it have a card?
No, it's just the Legends.
I don't know. I'd have to open the thing up on Facebook. He didn't send me that. He just sent me a promo for himself, pretty much.
You think it's going to have a whole bunch of ICW guys or IWCCW guys? Like King Kalua?
Oof.
Eric Spracia?
Spracia.
Maybe Curly Mo?
I've never seen that guy, Spracia, but I remember that name from the PWI 500. I remember always seeing it in the PWI 500. And I never knew how to say it when I was a kid. Sparacia.
Why would you even try to say it? I think just saying it tonight's the first time I think I've ever said it out loud, like in public, because the guy's a total fucking Hamburg. Yeah, when I see him teaming up with like Vic Steamboat, I'm just like, what a tremendous fake tag team these people are. These guys are not tearing it up in Boston. These guys are really going nowhere.
And fast, so fast.
Yeah, as long as they stick together, they're going to keep beating the Undertakers and the Russian or Zip and Zap. The Equalizers and IWCCW.
Wasn't one of those guys Johnny Grunge? I think.
Yeah. I love it when I come across the tape that has IWCCW on it, dude. It's my favorite because they'll show you some of the fucking most pathetic stuff you've ever seen, like that Boston independent stuff, and anything that has ECW original Tony Rumble on it. It's always bad. It's never fucking good. And then they'll sprinkle in, like, when they used to run them shows, like, down south or whatever, when they would have, like, College Cologne on them, and, like, Ric Flair and Austin Idol, that famous, like, clip in the video where Austin Idol's walking around with the NWA world title over his head because he beat Flair, but it had the big white dot in the middle of the ring. Like, it would have that kind of stuff. But for the most part, them shows were just rotten. I mean, they weren't any good. But for me, that was always great. When you could see what Curly Mo was up to. When he'd be at the mall walking around, but not for very long. Because he was like well over 500 pounds. So he was walking and he had a bunch of kids.
This thing is actually pretty stacked.
Huh?
These are the legends. This shows that this thing's actually pretty stacked for like people. Like, the Legends of Hamburg are Bob Orton Jr.,
all right,
The Godfather, Marty Jannetty, Davey Yohannan.
He's legendary for other reasons, I'm sure, than being a wrestler.
Nick Patrick, Rockin' Robin, Danny Davis, D'Lo Brown, Ray Apollo.
Doink!
Yeah. Gary Michael Capetta. Larry Zbyszko, Tony Garea, Steve Lombardi, the Nasty Boys, Jimmy Hart, Johnny Rods, Barry Horowitz, Dominic DiNucci. Todd Gordon's going to be there.
Todd Gordon's going to be there.
I don't know why, but he is. The Blue Meanie, Kimono Wanalea, HC Lock, Too Cold Scorpio, Little Guido, Bill Alfonso.
Jesus Christ. Damn.
Tommy Cairo.
I'm coming to that show.
Tommy Cairo. I found out why he might not be on our show.
But he's still trying to book a room somewhere in there?
No. It's like he's presented by the 2300 Wrestling Podcast.
There?
Yeah, he got
no that wouldn't have anything to do with it because I'm okay with that guy.
Okay. Rhino, Tony Mamaluke, Joel Gertner, Tony DeVito, the Sandman.
It's the biggest lineup ever.
Ali, Jim Molyneux,
Simon Diamond, Danny Dorn,
Samu,
the Amish Warrior,
Lance Anawana, L.A. Smooth, Alpha Jr., Jacob Fatu,
the estate of Sal Balomo,
Lord Zoltan,
Big Mama,
Mr. Ooh La La, like
Come on,
the
Woogie,
Wrestling
Woogie.
Six.
and it's just the list just keeps fucking going. Oh my god.
There's no chance that show's gonna make any money. Even if 30% of the population of Hamburg goes to that fucking show.
I think 30% of the Hamburg population is booked.
Dude, who would have thought, man? Hamburg, a hotbed. A hotbed for legends. Good God. When is this? This weekend?
July 24th, I think.
Is that the same weekend? That's the same weekend as the Nick Cage Matt Cardona match. Said, I hope that's not the weekend that we leave to go on our honeymoon. Because I already told Jess there ain't no fucking chance that I'm missing fucking Nick Cage and Matt Cardona. I've never ordered a fucking deathmatch pay-per-view. I mean, I have tons on DVD that my friends gave me and shit like that, and I watch it every once in a while, and I was even in one. And but this I gotta see. Because I mean, Nick Cage is gonna fucking beat the shit out of Matt. Well, theoretically, I bet you at the end of the day, Matt Cardona probably could beat up Nick Cage, but Nick Cage is going to get the first shot in, so it's gonna be way harder for Matt to fight from behind, you know. But did you hear him on Busted Open? I'm going to give them a shout out.
No,
Nick Cage was a guest on there. Thank God it was fucking Sirius XM radio. I don't know. He only dropped about 27 F-bombs. And he literally said, he goes, I'm going to carve this guy up when I get that pizza cutter. And he's like, he's like, that you could bet on. Like, he goes, anything else, I'm not going to guarantee any other thing I'm going to do because that shit just happens. But he goes, I am going to fuck him up with that pizza cutter. And I was like, anytime you threaten a person and you involve the fucking kitchen utensil, you know, that's used for separating an Italian delight. I mean, now you're talking felonious stuff. Like, he went out of his way. He's like, he didn't even say, like, you know, when I fucking stick the spatula up your fucking ass or whatever. Like, he's naming distinct kitchen utensils. This pizza cutter.
I don't even understand why Matt Cardona would do a death match. It doesn't even make any sense.
Dude, it's going to be, I don't know Nick Cage. I've worked on shows with him, and I'm sure I've met him, and I'm sure he's a wonderful human being. I'm sure when he drove, he used his right and left turn indicators.
It wasn't his car, but he used
yeah, I mean, that's probably why he used his right and left turn indicators, because it wasn't his car.
So as not to get pulled over, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but if he's smart enough, which I think that he is, I don't want to say that he's just what you see. He can't be. And that he should be able to do some sort of business with Cardona, where it's well placed spots, you know. Believe me, it's not going to be some of that deathmatch shit you see, where it's gratuitous.
Yeah, the disgusting flesh hanging off somebody's body.
Yeah, he's not gonna David Arquette him. You know what I mean? Matt.
I don't know about that. That's why I'm saying I just wonder if he's smart enough to know just do business with this guy. it'll be good for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a feeling he's going to fuck him up with that pizza cutter.
Well, I have the list of so far of people that are going to be at the show we're going to be at. If you guys want to hear that list,
Are you sure the weekend that's fucking coming up with Tommy Cairo is going to be over by then? Could you imagine if you were one of these wealthy wrestling people that somehow I didn't think any of them worked, but they all have money just to spend money on ridiculous nonsense like old NWA belts and stuff like that. That they're going to all these conventions.
Go to every table.
What if you had enough money that you decided that, look, I'm going to the Legends of Hamburg, and I'm going to rent a car. I'm going to drive all the way up there, and I'm going to get a picture with every single one.
And then you get in there and you're like, holy fuck! There's not even a ring in here. It's just all tables.
It's Wednesday morning, and your boss is messaging you, and your mom is messaging you, like, where are you at? He goes, Samu, the Samoan. And who do you got left?
I've still got to get Mr. Ooh La La. I still got to get.
Like, look at how far down the line Samu was. Anyway, like he's still like, Mom, don't rush me. I mean, there's still
how many opportunities do you get to meet Nick Patrick?
Yes,
come on.
I mean, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah. Goddamn MWO referee, Mom.
Tony Gurria passed away during it. It's just like all these guys are just dropping over, and they're just like, well, the part of Tony Gurria is going to be played by, and they just pick somebody. They just bring in Johnny Rock.
Bob Starr.
Yeah, but he can't have two tables then. He can't be Doink, and then he can't be Bob Starr. I got autographed pictures of both, bro.
I think the Doink that Aaron and I have seen in person, it was at Ray Apollo, Aaron.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we were walking, I was like, which Doink is that guy? Who is that one? Which one is that?
He had like two hot chicks with him too. Like, I was like, look at them two hot chicks with Doink. Like, look like fucking models.
I think Bob looks more attractive with the paint on.
But no, like that chick, I saw her walking, and she was walking, and I told Ned, I was like, God damn, look at her. She's here with one of the guys. She ain't just here getting autographs. And then she went and plopped down next to Doink. I'm like, God damn.
Oh, so you think it was a real Doink?
This Doink was slanging dong, man. He pulled down some trim.
Oh man, I can't wait till we get to like, I know there wasn't much, right, Nate, about Matt Bourne and ECW doing the evil Doink gimmick. There wasn't much, right? Was it even a month?
It's probably 2 tapings, but it's fucking awesome stuff.
I remember the promos.
Yeah, I think that Born Again deal was cool as shit. I think he couldn't get out of his own way though. You know, really talented guy, but Jesus.
He got out of the ECW locker room. And he never came back, as far as I know. I never heard anything as to what happened. Like why he was gone, why he was let go, why it ended so quick.
I don't remember a bunch of the details. We mentioned it's funny, we mentioned Mr. Ooh La La earlier, but I don't remember a bunch of the details. I don't have to go back and listen, but Mr. Ooh La La was on an episode of Between the Sheets that I was listening to. And he was talking about like when he was in Portland at the dying days of Portland and hanging out with Matt Bourne, and Matt Bourne was doing every fucking if it was a drug, if it was an alcohol, he was just constantly fucked up. So
if Mr. Ooh La La was ever in Portland and he considered that to be the dying days, holy mackerel. Let's just say I think I have what I consider the dying days. And Aaron, I said you good shit. But if you want to see what the dying days were, I'll send you some stuff from like 1992. Like that stuff. Oh boy. Don Owens is completely fucking. I can't tell if he's sauced, if he's just old. Like his ring introductions, he just talks before he does the introductions. and at one point, one of the hottest angles was Don Owens would say that on like this Friday night at the Portland Sports Arena, the bowling alley, whatever they fucking taped the show at, that the kids were going to be allowed in free, and it would drive Al Madrill crazy that the kids were allowed in free, and he would cut promos in like, I can't believe you're doing this. You're allowing them brats in here, like you're allowing them in here for free, and it was like, it was every single week, and as bad as it was, I fucking loved it.
It's like the train wreck; you can't look away.
That was like one of the better storylines in there, because a lot of them guys, you guys watch Memphis, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you've seen the Memphis times where they had guys like Bart Sawyer, Mike Masters, like all them guys. Like they all came in from Portland at one time. They all just traveled together and went to Portland at one time. That stuff was some of the dying days. That even with the Raven stuff, Scotty knew it. Me and Raven used to talk about it all the time when like we would travel together. We traveled together not a whole lot, but when he was like in doing this swing or up some shit, and literally we would just talk about Portland and talk about how some of the worst stuff we've ever seen was the Breakfast Club, where the Grappler and the Equalizer would dump milk and Cheerios on people, and they were the heels. Like that was their big way of getting heat. They would just dump Cheerio and milk on people.
But seriously,
when Mr. Ooh La La shows up, you know it's rock bottom.
The dying days. that shit's been rotten.
Decomposed.
That's old produce right there.
Yes. If it really is some of the last Portland stuff, I might have it because I have a couple of other Portland promotions that ran after the Oregon State Athletic Commission basically shut them down, shut down Sandy Bar, and then he ran Championship Wrestling USA, and then came back again with Portland Wrestling. So I might even have it. So I gotta go see if I got Mr. Ulula.
Is it sick? Is it sick and twisted that as a wrestling fan, I like to watch a promotion die? Not that I want it to die while it's happening, but to go back and watch the end of a promotion sometimes is fucking fascinating. I don't know, like the last of World Class, or watching the awful end of the AWA, and I mean stuff like that. Sometimes just as a morbid curiosity.
On a mainstream level, look how quick like WCW bottomed out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not even just with like the talent and everything they had, just the production values of it and everything like that. It was like,
and just think, they had better ratings before they went out of business than Raw has now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they were still a more successful TV show. They were still at least doing it in the twos, like somewhere in the middle twos, 2.3, 2.5. Raw's not getting 2 people, much less 2 million.
Right.
Like you talking about watching a promotion die right in front of your fucking eyes. Turn your fucking TV on USA on fucking Mondays.
Die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Because
like Jess, I bitch about watching Monday Night Raw so much, and Jess just goes, I don't fucking know why you watch it. And I said, I watch it because I love it because it's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like I posted that I don't mind having my intelligence insulted. Yeah, I'm not going to get anything out of this. It's just going to be bad. So why not enjoy it?
Drew McIntyre's Loch Ness monster sword, things like that.
Dude, so much stuff happens, and I picked up. They have to go. They got to go live soon in front of people because this Thunderdome stuff is really brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up. I think it was Monday. Somebody called a spot that I swear to God I think my fucking closed captioning picked up. I'm like, why didn't he say it any louder? He should. I think he did it in sign language too. It was brutal how loud he called the spot.
Closed captions says "shoot me off?" Question mark?
It was one of them do it again spots. So they were. I guess it was a tackle, drop down, whatever. Do it again, and then like right afterwards, the dude was kicking them, and like there was multiple announcing like flubs where Corey Graves said he was adding insult to industry.
No, that's what he was saying Vince was doing. He's adding insult to the industry.
But he didn't say to the. He said he's adding insult to industry. And Jess heard it, and she goes, "Did you hear that?" And I said, "Yeah, I heard it." And I was just like, dude, they really just fucking gave up. They don't give a fuck anymore.
Nah.
And even did you hear Jim Ross last night?
No, I didn't get to watch last night. I'm actually going to watch it either tonight or tomorrow.
It's crazy. They could have put the Canadian Wolfman out there against the fucking Lumberjack, and that fucking Miami crowd would have been rabid last night. They just fucking ate up everything. The crowd looked phenomenal. The way the place was packed, they were cheering up and down, like it was crazy. But at one point, Jim Ross was in the middle of explaining something, and he called Excalibur Mark. But I don't think I think that's his real name, isn't it?
I don't
understand what he is.
Because I know that's what I'm saying. She goes, "Is that his real name?" I go, "I don't know, but that's what. If it's not, it's even funnier that Jim Ross just called him a Mark on TV." But yeah, they had dude, that show was crazy, dude. Like the matches I thought were fine. The main event was ridiculous. Like the Bucks and Santana, not Santana, but
it was Kingston
and Penta. Dude, yeah, that got crazy. And then it was just a crazy, ridiculous show. Oh, and then a fan ran in the ring.
I seen that. I seen a report on that. Somebody ran in the ring. Did he get after MJF?
No, Jericho.
Oh, Jericho. Okay.
Well, I mean, who are you going to try to go after if you try to run in the ring? I'm going to try to run after the 24-year-old young, good-looking athlete guy, or run over the 50-year-old guy.
I got to check that big lady over there.
When do you see the shoes Jericho's wearing? It looks ridiculous. He's got on this like entire black leather rock and roll like outfit thing, complete with like gloves that have zippers on it and all, and he's got on like Air Jordans. They're like red and white, and and everything else is all black. And I'm just like, how does this guy want to pretend that he wants to be? I get it that he's not a young person anymore.
Are you 30? Are you 40?
Yeah, but I mean, look at these things. But yeah, that fan tried to run in, and Jericho ran over and he clunked him over the head with the mic or something. And MJF didn't even leave his chair. he just sat there because I think the fan was coming in to get him, actually. Because somebody said that MJF cut a promo before they came back from break.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as he came out is when they went to break, that he cut a promo about Miami, about how scummy everybody, all that nonsense,
right?
About the people. So when they came back from break, the crowd was fucking hot, and that's fucking 101. That's
I love that. I love that post he made on Facebook about
I was just getting ready to look that up.
Okay,
this is what he says. This is what he put. not having to perform in front of the dirty, smelly marks for the last 15 months has been the highlight of my career. The thought of having to stand there tonight in front of all you again with your buck teeth, eyes crossed, and dirty clothes shouting AE dub makes my stomach turn.
Pukey face. Didn't he put the pukey face
emoji?
I mean, I hope I get to run into this guy one day. I hope Maryland Championship Wrestling one day brings him in, because that will be one guy that'll get me out of the house, and I'll go to that show.
His cameo price is amazing too.
What's it, like $5,000?
$500. If you want 20 minutes or 20 seconds of MJF cutting a promo on you, it's gonna cost you $500.
Yeah, I gotta meet this guy for myself in backstage in a locker room and see what the deal is. Because everybody says that's the way that he is, and
natural heel.
Yeah, but you really can't. Nobody's that really much big of a dick. I don't think, right?
Other than Ole.
Yeah, but Ole will really fuck you up.
True.
Now. I wouldn't mess with Ole now.
Yeah. I mean,
get over here, whippersnapper.
Imagine if him and Bob Roop decide to get together one weekend and go to a bar somewhere and just get totally fucking hammer timed and then get into a bar fight. Like there's gonna be guys that they're all leaving the bar and the cops come and they're gonna be like, the ambulance are gonna be like all these guys have forearm indents like in their face.
And who are the two old guys just sitting over there at the bar?
They're just sitting there. They're just taking guys rubbing their fucking forearms in the side of their head.
That's what we did to Steamboat.
I just found the tape today where it was Mid-Atlantic, where Flair rubbed Steamboat's face into the concrete. I think that was 79, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it has Snuka and the Iron Sheik as the Mid-Atlantic Tag Champions.
So yeah, that would have been 79 or no, not 80. Yeah, 79, because that's before anything they ever had up on the network. And the networks, when the network had the Mid-Atlantic shit up, it started in 80. And none of that was on there, so it had to be 79.
And that's the shit where Steamboat talks about Harley did the sandpaper gimmick to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's the angle. That's why when I was fast forwarding through what I was recording, and I saw Flair holding the picture up of Steamboat, and he had the thing over his face, and I was like, oh, he just rubbed his face, and that's that angle. But the problem is the quality is not that great. And I found I also came across the Misty Blue Sims porno. Remember her?
Yeah.
You ever heard about that porno?
No, I haven't.
The quality wasn't that great.
Oh, the quality is not that great. It's on the same tape. It's definitely from the 80s, mid 80s, and it's called Alley Cats. It's about a fledgling women's independent wrestling company. I think Ron Jeremy's the promoter, and he's auditioning all these young girls. You get it, auditioning.
Yeah.
And Misty Blue Sims is on there, and it doesn't really look like her, because I think she may have wore hair extensions like in her wrestling days. You know what I mean? Because she has shorter hair, but it says it gives it credit to her, and then everybody told me that was really her. But I walk upstairs to check on what I'm recording, and I walk in and some dude's getting a blowjob. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why is this quality so bad?
Why is Misty Blue Sims blowing Tom Ernesto Jr.?
it's amazing now that I'm actually finally finished doing all the Mike Tenay tapes. Done. Last tape has been fucking recorded. Now all I got to do is make copies for Roy and me and Tenay. And I've been burning my own personal stuff the last couple of days. And then I came across a whole bunch of us Maryland wrestlers did 2 weeks down in Springer and recorded some shows. And I came across all of them today.
So what was that like? Was that like doing pro wrestling? Like was it that what I want to say? I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but that had
you
to
even
be
know my room number.
It had to that had to be an experience doing Springer. Like, was it scripted? Were you supposed to improv?
No, I mean, it was supposed to be scripted. It was scripted. I mean, granted, because we were in Jamaica, we weren't in that studio, so there was a lot of improv allowed. But they really wanted to know like every single word you were going to say and shit like that. And you know, I can work that way, but I just don't want to work that way.
Right.
Because I don't want to just keep going over the same stuff. Because then I start second guessing what I thought was funny in my head when I say it so many times, and it's like it doesn't seem as funny anymore. But the last time, actually, that was the second to last time I did it. I did a Springer show, and when I got there, I told him I was like, "This is it. I'm done. Like this is my last show. I'm gonna kill this for you, and I'm gonna knock it out of the park. But here's what I want. I want no fucking. I'm not running my script by you. I want to go out there and I want to make this shit up out on the fly, and you know I'm gonna write my own material, whatever." And the dude trusted me enough because I had already done like 3 other ones for him. Mm-hmm. You know, he trusted me. And I went out there and I murdered this poor broad. Dude, this girl had no arms and half a leg. Come on. I called her such wonderful fucking names as a biological disappointment, a genetic defect, a family photo ruining ass. I mean, I let her have it. And what the fuck was she gonna do to me?
Definitely not punch you.
No, and she wasn't gonna chase me.
Watch out for them nuts. Yeah,
dude, that show got so much response from like literally the crowd was coming down the aisle in droves, and I didn't know that the crowd didn't know that it was work. I thought everybody knew it was work.
That was actually going to be my next question for you about the Springer Show, was whether or not the audience was in on the joke or not, or if they were just
no, the audience was not in on the joke. They all started rushing down to the stage to get a piece of me, and I'm standing up and I'm taunting them. And I'm like, come on, you don't want any of this. Like this big guy's coming down there and he's threatening me. And I'm like, come on, buddy, you don't want none of this. And I'm just thinking like, nope, you know, they're not going to get to me, right? And then there's the security guys. But then it got to the point where we were running out of security guys. And the crowd was getting larger. And at one point, I'll send you the tape when I find it. At one point, you see the camera switches to me, and you see me look to where I notify where the exit is. Because I'm just like, dude, these motherfuckers are coming down here at a rapid pace, and we're running out of these Hamburg security guys, and they literally they had to rush me backstage. They kept me there 2 hours after the taping was over because they were outside the building. They were like going to burn the building down. Like they were trying to get me, and then they literally had to move my hotel because all the people knew where the Springer guest stayed at, and I'm just like, I'm going like Toby, like my buddy, the guy that I've been dealing with, the producer guy, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong? And he's like, these motherfuckers want to kill you. And I go, why? And they go like, dude, you went out there and you murdered this fucking handicapped woman, like on national television, like, and you called her like the most absurd things you could possibly call a human being, and you know they're pissed off at it. And I'm like, yeah, but they get it, right? He goes, no, they don't fucking know that it's a work. And then literally, I started to panic. And I start running around like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
What about what about the question askers? Were they plants? Do you know?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anybody asking them questions. I've never seen anybody like giving anybody questions.
Right.
But they have to be. They just sound like they may have gotten them when they walked in, when they come into the building.
Mm-hmm.
They do have people that kind of like did surveys and shit. So they may have asked them, "Hey, do you want to talk?
Right?
Do you want to say something?" But dude, I've gotten naked on the show fucking every single time I've been on it. It's been ridiculous. I got 2 weeks in Jamaica for free for the show when I only did I worked 1 day.
Ask who paid better, Paul or Jerry?
Jerry. I got all Paul's money. I mean, I got all Jerry's money at one time. I'm not even sure I still got all Paul's money. I think I'm still going back to my old childhood house, checking the mailbox, seeing if a check came for like $60 or something. Gonna say it's for the Hamburg tapings.
Who's that? Do you guys know that? What's that comedian's name? Is it Pablo Francisco?
Yeah.
He does that shit. Have you ever seen his routine about the Springer show? He does that thing where he's like, and Jerry antagonizes him. Jerry's like, are you going to let her call you a punta? She called you a punta. Are you going to let her call you a punta? And it's funny. I can't, obviously. I'm not a comedian, so I can't be as funny as him, but it's a great routine.
Well, the gimmick is, I asked my producer, I said, hey, man, how do you guys get away with this show not being just a work? And it's because Jerry don't know the stories. Like, he's not briefed on the stories. So everything's a work, but according to Jerry, he's seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, he's just reacting to what's going on just like you are. Yeah.
and like, I can't believe that he's had me on his show 4 times. And like, he hasn't, like, literally, I think it was it was maybe the second or third time I was on, when when they walk down the end and he kind of shakes your hand and thanks you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
He literally bent over and told me that I was a good fucking guest.
That's cool.
And then when I got back to the green room and my producer said, he's like, what did Jerry say to you? I said, he told me I was a good fucking guest. And he goes, that's awesome. Because normally he just says thanks.
Mm-hmm. Which, and it also means, like for the future, it sticks in his mind. Hey, get that guy back here.
Yeah, because he didn't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see a picture I posted today for me and the Jamaica one? Like, it was me telling my girlfriend for the first time that I like to wear women's clothes, but I'm with my mom's underwear, but I'm not gay. And we're on the beach, and part of the shit that was impromptu, where I do the Kamala split, where I jump up and I touch my toes. But, dude, where do you see it? It's so great. Like, I do so much stuff that if you're a wrestling fan and you look close enough, you'll see it. I pull the one strap down at one point when the girl gets mad at me, like Lawler, and I do a whole. I sell like Kurt Angle, like, and it's like when I finish copying it, it's probably done by now. When I finish copying it and I send you guys a copy of it, and you watch it. Where do you see me doing the Kamala split wearing women's lingerie with my balls hanging out? Like I do a cartwheel on the beach, and then I jump up and I do the touch my toes spot like Kamala did. And don't even ask me why I thought that was a great idea. I was just like, fuck it. I was like, if I already look this ridiculous,
go big or go home. Yeah.
I might as well go all the way.
Well, before we wrap up this bullshit session here on Reliving the Extreme, anything else you guys want to discuss? Anything serious? Anything silly?
Well, you were going to go down the list of people that are at the.
Oh shit! Yeah, it was. That's how we do it on this show. That was like
Are we still not done? The list of people in the Hamburg legend. There's more, Aaron?
Well, it did say at the end of it. It said more
and
really
more
and more to be announced.
So since you reading it before the show, have they updated the list? there is more.
A list in progress. Yeah.
Did you say Mr. Ooh La La was going to be there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll be there. Have they listed me yet?
Mr. Ooh La La will be arriving from the dying days of Portland.
Oh, that's a long trip for him, man. He's coming all the way to Hambone for a meet and greet, and he's got to compete with Tony Gurria if he's not dead.
Recently added is Kiwi and Ken Raper. They're going to be there.
Kiwi? Ken Raper, the Memphis Chopper?
Yeah, he's not really on it. I'm just thinking of random ass people. Everybody knows the big run Ken Raper had in Hamburg. Everybody knows about that.
Why couldn't they have somebody like Kenny Steele from Memphis, or Reggie B. Parks,
or
no, Reggie B. Fine,
Damian Steele from XPW.
The snow. I think that guy died.
No.
Yeah, why not? Why can't you promote people that are dead? But
it's just a table with 8x10s on it.
Yeah, I mean. Like by the time this whole entire thing comes, it's going to be just Tony Gurria's urn. You're going to take a picture next to him in an urn. There's no chance he's going to live to
the urn will have a little pompadour. Yeah.
Is Terry Funk going to be there?
No.
He won't remember it, but he might be there.
Paul Orndorff just announced. That's a running thing. Just by the time we finish the show, you're going to. Oh my God, Jesse Barr just announced. Hey guys, did you just hear Pistol Pez Wally? He's gonna be there.
He and the Boogie Woogie Man are gonna renew their feud.
Fucking Hamburg's booking anybody, man. Fucking they got Buck Zumoff on Skype.
On location.
Yeah. little boom box in the background.
Like after they got down to the bottom of the barrel of if you're actually advertising you're gonna have Mr. Ooh La La there. Now it's just a matter of just making up as many absurd random people that are gonna be there as possible. And Jess knows that I'm one of the kings of beating a dead horse. If you tag me in a thread of something like that, I will just stay up all night long and just think of like Baron Miguel Cicluna. His aunt is going to be there because she's the only survivor so far in the family.
Baroness Mary Cicluna. Yes.
Like, dude, I tell you, I'll stay up all night long and I'll just write down names. And I know you guys have work and all that shit, but if you did like I did, we talked to my other dumb friends, I'd just be messaging you all day long. Just the most random, sweet Hanson.
Come to Hamburg and meet George Hackenschmidt.
Or no, come to meet pictures.
of George Hackenschmidt.
The advertising, you can get an 8x10. You can
Still look better than Tony Gurria.
You can get a picture. You can get a picture of yourself next to a picture of George Hackenschmidt.
And he'll have the classic hands on the hips, suck in the gut pose going on too.
The Luthez thing.
Yes.
This tiny belt.
I mean, by the time we finish the show, have they added Nick Goulas? God, this is the best now. Crusher Broomfield.
Crusher Broomfield.
By the time we get to all the plugs, they're gonna have the Great Mephisto. Who is the guy that managed the Moondogs? Richard.
The guy with the helmet? Or am I thinking of a different guy?
That's Wild Red Berry.
Later on in the 90s. Richard, I can't think of his name, but dude, he was a dick manager. I didn't have a problem with him. By God, the Moondogs, it's just too bad that the Moondogs didn't draw fucking flies in 1990, 91. It was 91, 92. Jesus, now you're going to kill me. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to fucking go upstairs and fucking pop one tape in, and then it's going to pop right up. But damn, the Moondogs used to murder people on TV. Did you guys watch any of that shit?
No, that's I don't think I've seen much of that. Unless I've seen some on YouTube.
There's a YouTube video of Austin Idol. I think it's called The Best of the Moondogs. I think it may be number 8, but it's when after like every single week it was the baby faces like Lawler was bringing in a new partner because the Moondogs were beating everybody that he teamed up with.
Mm-hmm.
So then he brings in Idol. Well, there was a problem where Idol's plane didn't come in, and he was late, and the Moondogs were beating everybody up. And Idol runs in with his fucking luggage, and he's bashing him over the head, and luggage is flying, clothes are flying everywhere, and he cuts this promo. I swear to God, it's one of my favorite promos I've ever seen in my life, and it's not even the first time that he's cut it. It's the airplane promo about how somebody tampered.
I've never seen that.
It's how somebody tampered with one of his airplanes. Like he was talking about, everything was going good, and he was on his way to the airport, and then he got a phone call from an informant that said somebody may have tampered with one of my aircrafts, and then after an inspection, they found out that somebody put sugar in his gas tank.
Yeah, I've never seen that,
dude. It's fucking awesome. He goes, that plane would have had no problem taking off. It would have had no problem reaching an altitude at 30,000 feet, but at some point, that sugar would have diluted that gas, and then what would have happened? That plane would have came down, and he was just yelling. I can't remember his name, but he's like, you tried to commit premeditated murder, and I'm just like, oh right.
Just announced. John told us he's going to be there.
And maybe.